But that whole Liver King bullshit is so wild. That guy's such a cartoon character. And so are so many. Look at the title. That is the end result of just following the nonsense and the hyperbolic, mythical bullshit of people like the Liver King, Andrew Tate, whoever the fuck else is out there. These people that promote the machismo, just that sort of lifestyle where it's just take as much as you can, be as great as you can, acquire as much materially as you can. And it's like, oh yeah, look at the poor mop bringer complaining, that he doesn't have this or that. Well, it's like I'm quite content. I've actually found myself giving quite a few things away. There always does come the issue and complication of having more when it's not necessary to have more. When you have an excess of watches, expensive, that are valued to be five-figure numbers. It's just fucking watches and cars, and it's like these are just guys that have these things through things that they did that they won't instruct you to actually do. They won't give you the actual guidance and steps towards. They give you this drawn up, well, we're gonna sell them this and they'll buy it type of bullshit. And they did. Andrew Tate did that successfully with a lot of young, impressionable men. And it's a devastating shame, because you would think that in this digital age there'd be none more savvy and more aware than, times change, and teenagers were making their mistakes out in the real world with real life experiences. Now they're making all their mistakes online and immortalizing their mistakes and making sure that they're aired out and become public. And seriously, like, think about it, 20 years down, because you just know, it's just like another tangent on how fucking retarded society has become. You know that 20 years down the road, there's gonna be one of these kids who took this course, and he's gonna be running for some sort of election, some sort of fucking gubernatorial bullshit position, fucking selectman of East Bumfuck, all right? And 15 articles will be written about how he 23 years ago subscribed to the Andrew Tate, but you know what I mean. It's like that will happen. That probably already has happened. But the program that Andrew Tate promotes, and ones similar to it, ones that are specifically geared towards creating the male of the human species to be an alpha warrior type. It's like, go join the fucking military. Why are you giving these fucking queef haircut having douchebags spraying fucking water on you, acting like you're in fucking you're in fucking SWIC or SEAL selection? I remember when I wanted to first join the Navy, how I thought I had a chance of joining SWIC. I had no idea how outside of my head I was thinking I was capable of surviving, like just the selection phase. And these kids, they're being sold lies by grown men who, I don't know what their hang up is. I don't know what they're fucking so angry about, but they're not genuine. They're not sincere people. They're not selling real valuable life. They're not providing value compared to what a lot of these boys are dishing out in payment. And perhaps I'm sure a percentage of it is a bunch of mothers or parents who unwittingly think that this is a real thing too, that this will actually help their son. And thankfully, another instance of just human beings doing a thing that is just ridiculous and just lacking the self-awareness. Make sure it's all filmed, the footage, the clips go out, everybody sees it, sees how stupid it is. It's like when someone's saying something retarded, and that they're not hearing themselves speak. Which may be the case with me right now. Too soon to tell. But you take a look at the Liver King, and this is like that's the end result of going. This guy has lost all of his credibility. First, the biggest mistake he made, aside from lying about the steroids, was not jumping in front of it as soon as it happened. That is what caused one to the next to the next to he's arrested, terroristically threatening Joe Rogan. And it's like, this is any young man who's ever found themselves influenced by Brian Johnson, the Liver King. Is that his name? Brian Johnson, the Liver King? Or Ryan Johnson? There's several of those guys like floating around in pop culture, social media fucking world, and I can't keep track of any of them. One of them wants to live forever and measures his fucking son's cock to make sure he gets a good night's sleep or something. I don't know. And this other guy's the Liver King. So you don't want to be that. This guy has given you all the steps to take in order to be him. And in seeing what he has become now, you shouldn't want to be that, and you should no longer want to pursue the path that he has set forth to get to that point. Because it is a lie that he did not become who he is physically through eating raw animal organ meat. It's just it's an exposed lie. We all know about it. And Andrew Tate, it's like this guy's embroiled in scandals, and it's like all this other shit, and people think that it's just, it's the Matrix trying to shut him down. It's like, he's not that important. He's not that important. All right? He's not leading an army of lonely young men. I'm not even going to use the word incel, because I just think it's overused and it's just too broad. And it's like, to be more charitable, very lonely, impressionable, lost, poorly guided young men. I think just throwing the word incel on that whole group is just inflammatory, and it makes them want to stay on that side, because it convinced them further that it's better over there. And it's like the people fanning those flames to make those people more attached to what they believe in because of how they feel attacked. You shouldn't do that. You should want to convince them, hey, you're not being led properly. Like, you may support this figure. He's just all you are to him. What you mean to him is what you're able to give him in terms of the money you have. And that's it. There's no talking about personal responsibility with Andrew Tate or the Liver King. It's like, do you see what the Liver King puts his own family through? That's not what a fucking man does to his family. It's like, are his children, you proud of your father? It's like, or not, it's not fair to victimize them by asking them that question. It's like, do you think your children are proud of you? It's like, people are becoming famous way too quickly these days. Way too fucking quickly. And they get way too quickly exposed to just everything, and they dive right into the hype. They dive right into the thing that made them shoot towards that trajectory of stardom and becoming a super social media star and going higher and higher and higher. And they climb that ladder too fast. And they don't take account of what sort of lies they're hiding. And how quickly everything is accelerating. Before they know it, they're selling merchandise, they're selling supplements, they're doing this and that. And people are getting just exposed left and right because people have not become famous in this way before, with this little time between being discovered and being renowned. And people can't handle it. And so you certainly should not follow the advice of people like that telling you that, do what I did, you'll become not only like, it's just, do not believe anyone that is selling you on what a man is. A man I'll tell you for free what a man is, and like how you can do it for yourselves. It's taking personal responsibility. It's taking personal accountability. It's it's telling the truth before being found out in a lie. It's having humility when you're wrong. It's sparing fights and arguments for later times. It's about showing up when you need to show up. It's about sacrificing the things that you enjoy doing. It's about sacrificing the things that you enjoy doing with other people. It's about sacrificing some relationships too. Being a man, and condolences to the perspectives of all the young men that have been sold that it's supposed to be as much as you can get and acquire and build a mountain out of. That's what a king is. And kings are tyrants. They're not necessarily men. I don't find tyrants necessarily to be, I find them to be subhuman. So I think that's tyrannical. And so if you want to follow the advice of people like Andrew Tate and the Liver King and whoever else out there in that sphere, in that spectrum, you will be led astray. There's a great measure of young men who don't believe in themselves and who are harboring lots of aggression, lots of anger, and lots of things that they're upset at themselves about, but project out into the world in terms of like malice and just being an asshole, being a dick. And I done that myself. I lost track of lost sight of my point. Oh yeah, I remember what I was saying. Sorry. Being a man is not about how much power you can acquire, what you can amass. That's a king, that's a tyrant. It's about making these sacrifices and having as much as you can to give to the few who have you committed your life to, which is a loving, faithful spouse, which also young men out there who've been told that women like that don't exist. Look for them in the right places. You're just being told by a man such as yourself that they just don't exist. So, and that by itself has compelled you to not look, to not seek. Please. It's like, it's so predatory. It's so predatory to do this, and it's so in the opposite direction of how manhood should be executed successfully. Andrew Tate's not a good example of manhood. He's a scoundrel of a human being, it seems. And Liver King too. He's just a mess. He's a guy that let a lie get way too out of hand. Couldn't handle it. He wanted to protect the fame. Didn't want to protect his dignity. He let that go. And so, because of his actions, he decides that, well, any publicity is good publicity. That's usually what people accept when they go off the rails and don't care and see that it's broadcast everywhere. It's just keep the gravy train rolling. Keep me relevant. I want to stay in this loop. It is an empty thing to run towards. Not a thing that a man does. Because you're running away from a whole lot else that's depending on you to be there in order to chase that. Don't throw yourself down that hole. When you've thrown that money down, whatever you've paid for, that was sold to you as is gonna propel you towards being a better man. No, just be a good person. Be a good person. You don't need to just be a good person. Be responsible. When you're wrong, admit it. If you have something to say, get it across respectfully. Now, sometimes it's tough. People test because other people just don't value a personal edict. It's not even about manhood. It's just about being an upright human being, conducting themselves meaningfully, politely, properly in society. All right, and that's it. See ya.